Hello, everybody, and welcome! This is two football fans trying out March Madness because it's the offseason in the NFL. What else have we got to do? Alrighty, Daniel here does not watch any basketball at all, right, Daniel? You only just found out that your college team, Baylor, you don't watch them play, but you only just now found out they're not in the tournament.
No, Baylor is going all the way. What are we talking about?
My bad. They must have snuck in. Somehow they're getting in. They're going to go all the way. Trust, everybody.
Coming off
Trust.
our championship. Oh, that was like 5 years ago, wasn't that?
The last time you watched a game, not even.
Yeah,
Man.
but no, I don't watch basketball. I just never really got into it. Like, I respect the game, obviously, and I think there are some, like, interesting players and everything that come out of it, but I've never gotten into it. I know you're getting into it a little bit. I don't necessarily about college basketball, but yeah, I mean, this will be fun.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm very interested in seeing some of your picks because I don't know what you're going to do with this. I hope you don't go all chalk.
Yeah. I'm interested to see like how I come to my picks. I know some people they'll do like, oh, I'm just picking by the prettiest colors or something like that. Like it's just gonna be a gut feel every time.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I haven't done a lot of research on these specific matchups. I'm kind of just winging it here. I've kept up with college basketball throughout the season, but I'm very much a casual at the same time. I've not watched a single basketball game at the college level. I've watched some NBA, but that's about it. So yeah, this is very casual. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this, and without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. We're doing our own separate brackets. We'll be alternating picks here. We'll start with me, 1 seed Duke taking on Siena. Congrats to Siena making the tournament. I don't really know anything about you, but you're a 16 seed, and I am not about to predict a 16 seed knocking off the 1 seed here. It could happen. It's happened twice in history, but Duke's not losing the first round. I'd be pretty surprised. I'm looking at the notable results here, and Siena did not beat anyone all that impressive with respect to American University and Marist and Merrimack. The Indiana Hoosiers beat them by 21 earlier this year. I don't know. Good luck, Siena. Congrats on getting in, but I will be picking Duke. Now on to Daniel's bracket. Daniel?
Yeah, I'm picking Duke too, and I get the next pick, right?
Yeah, we got Ohio State, the 8 seed, taking on TCU, the 9 seed. TCU actually won one more game than Ohio State this year.
Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking, well, this is obviously closer. I was actually kind of feeling based on gut. I'm going to go TCU, actually.
Oh, dang.
Seems like it's close enough to where like it could go one way or the other. But I'm going to pick TCU for my bracket, and so we'll have Duke versus TCU in the round of 32.
Okay, well, we're the same so far. I was going TCU as well. There are often 2 or 3 9 seeds who beat the 8 seeds, I think. It's not that big of an upset, and I think this TCU team is pretty good. I was surprised Ohio State got an 8 seed. Maybe that's just me being a casual, but I would have expected TCU to get a higher seed than they did, so I'll go TCU. I also think they're very much battle-tested coming out of the Big 12 with a lot of really good teams there. The Big 10's got some good teams too, but I'm going to lean the Big 12 at this time in that regard. Going on to the next matchup, it is 5 seed St. John's taking on 12 seed Northern Iowa. I think UNI has pulled off some tournament upsets in the past, if I'm not mistaken. But St. John's, the 5 seed, I told you before we started this, I was surprised that they are only a 5 seed. They just won their conference tournament by beating UConn by 20 points, and UConn's one of the best teams in the nation. So I was pretty surprised. St. John's, I mean, they've had an up and down year, I suppose. They got 6 losses. They got a win over UConn, obviously. They got 2 wins over UConn, actually. Beat up on Villanova fairly recently. I think against a lot of the better teams they've played, they do have losses. Like, they have a loss to Kentucky. They got a loss to Auburn, who did miss the tournament, as they should, by the way. Miami of Ohio belonged in. Let's not get into that. UNI, though... Sure. Yeah, UNI doesn't have any impressive wins either. If they were able to upset St. John's, it would be easily their best win this year. We see 12-5 upsets every single season. I'm not going to say that happens here. I'm going to go St. John's, and I'm going to feel fairly good about it, but anything's possible. What about you? You going upset here?
Yeah, no, I'm going St. John's as well. I think the reasons you outlined are pretty logical as well. St. John's clearly, like, belongs and everything like that, and it wouldn't be so fun if we got St. John's versus CA Baptist. That'd be quite funny for the religious arc, right? But
absolutely.
I was about to say, like, honestly, like a Baptist school here, or a school that says Baptist. I mean, no offense to the Baptist community, and like Baylor's a Baptist school, but like I feel like if you have the name Baptist in your school, then you're probably not the greatest team. So I'm gonna go Kansas here, and then we'll see St. John's versus Kansas.
Fair. Kansas is a 4 seed. I thought they were gonna be a little lower than that. Honestly, maybe I am ignorant for that. I don't know. They have some impressive wins. They beat Tennessee. They beat Iowa State, who's very good. They are one of the very few teams to beat Arizona this season. They have a win over Houston. Like the resume is there. They just also have 10 losses. They have one of the best players in college basketball when he feels like playing. And then this CBU, they played BYU, another Big 12 team, and they lost by 31 back in December, to be fair, but it still happened. They don't really have a resume that, to me, says they're going to upset Kansas. I'm going to take the safe pick here as well. I'm going to go with Kansas. And I promise you guys, we're going to get some upsets here at some point, but so far, it's, nope, not as chaotic as we thought.
We won't have the same bracket, you wouldn't think.
No.
What are the odds, actually, though? We just have the same bracket. And we're not, like, copying each other's. One of us goes first, right? And then alternates.
Yeah, we're going to get different picks at some point, I guarantee it. Louisville against South Florida. Congrats to the Bulls. They must have won their conference championship. I didn't actually see that. I know they were in it, but I'm guessing they must have won. Louisville, they are from the ACC. They got some good teams in that conference. 23-10 record against the Bulls, who are 25-8. This could be one of those 11 seed upsetting the 6 seed games. I'm not sure. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know a lot about South Florida. I'm kind of learning about them right now. They played fairly close with Alabama in December. They beat Wichita State. That was the conference championship. So, yeah, good job, South Florida, getting in. Some losses on the schedule to Oklahoma State, VCU, Colorado State. Louisville, on the other hand, they got some nice wins. Actually, no, not that many nice wins. They beat Kentucky and they beat Indiana. If you look at their key results here, under Team Insight, and it's not as impressive as I was expecting for Louisville.
Preview and then go Team Insight?
Yeah, you go preview, and then you scroll down and it'll show recent results, or notable results, sorry. And most of Louisville's are losses. Like, they play teams better than them, and they tend to lose.
That's not ideal.
No, not ideal at all. I'm very tempted to go upset here. This could be an upset for sure. I'm going to lean Louisville, though. I think they are one of those teams that historically does good in March. I might be off on that, but I think they should just be the better team. I'm just going to say they win. So
yeah.
What about you?
I feel like Louisville, I always trust to have a decent run in the college basketball playoff. I'm not sure. I wouldn't know the history, if they've ever won recently or how many they won, but I feel like Louisville would be a team that surprised me if they just get knocked out in round 1. So that's my logic there. I'm picking Louisville, and then I'm picking Michigan State. I'm not going to pick that gigantic of an upset there yet. And I did see that Michigan State is 95% favored, so that's convincing enough for me to just go there.
Yeah. Speaking of teams that tend to do well in March, you got Michigan State here. They're a 3 seed. They had a very good season, going 25-7. North Dakota State, a 14 seed at 27-7. I'm gonna guess, judging by their conference, they haven't played many strong opponents. Looking at their notable results, they don't really have anything that wows me. They do have a loss to Oregon State earlier in the year. Oregon State's not very good, I don't believe. Some losses to random teams that I don't really know about. Nothing much to say there. In Michigan State, very good team.
Yeah.
Their notable results, they have 2 losses to Michigan this year. That's fine. Michigan is dominant.
Yeah.
The only notable result for Michigan State that stands out to me is losing to UCLA, but it happens. If that's your one notable loss, so be it. I'm going to go Michigan State here, and I'll feel fairly good about that. And that takes us to UCLA taking on UCF. UCLA 23-11, just mentioned them. They got the win over Michigan State, probably bumped them up a spot here. And then they put up a good fight against Purdue, a team they had previously beaten. UCLA, I don't know. It seems like they're a team that could go on a long run, or they could be knocked out by the 10 seed Golden Knights here. That's what UCF is, right? They're the Golden Knights, I think. I don't know much about UCF. It seems like they were inconsistent throughout the year from what I did gather. This one feels like a toss-up. It could go either way. I'm going to lean the traditional blue blood, though, and go UCLA, but could happen. Okay. Anything could happen there.
Yeah, well, we'll have our first upset here because I'm actually picking UCF. In this
there we go. Finally.
No real reason. I just felt the need to pick an upset at some point on this side of the bracket. And like you said, it seems like it's more of a toss-up. I think it was a 64% chance for Yeah, it's 64% chance for UCLA to win, which I mean, means that they're the favorite, but it's not like any foregone conclusion, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna pick UCF to get the upset, and then I'm not gonna pick Furman to get the upset over UConn. I'm just gonna pick UConn here.
I like it.
That'll complete that specific side, I guess the east side of the bracket.
That predicts that will finish the first round. I'm also going UConn, of course, but I think we may as well just go ahead and wrap up this entire region while we're over here. So let us go back to the top here. I've got 1 seed Duke taking on 9 seed TCU. I suppose you do as well, don't you?
Yes.
I'm going Duke. I good luck to TCU, but I don't see Duke getting the early exit here. Yeah. Give me Duke.
Not at this point yet. I'm going to pick Duke as well. Then I also have St. John's and Kansas. I think you probably do too.
Yep.
I'm going to pick... I think I'm going to pick... on mine, it's literally 51-49
wow.
For Kansas. But I'm going to pick St. John's. I'm going to predict them to go on a little run here.
Dang it. I'm doing that too, dude. I'm going St. John's. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. It's just a vibes thing. I don't have any inside or analytical reason. Just, I don't trust Kansas. I don't fully trust St. John's, but I feel like they should be a higher seed. And I'm just going to say they pull that upset there. And I do think they're capable of giving Duke a fight. But we'll get to that later, I suppose.
Is this the one in New York, as I'm researching St. John's?
Oh, I have no idea where St. John's is.
Okay,
it might be in New York.
I assume that's the case. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah. Well,
man.
You picked St. John's too, right?
Yeah, I'm taking St. John's, and that brings us to Louisville taking on Michigan State, a game we should both have here, right?
Yes.
Oh, man, this is such an interesting matchup. Like, I don't even know how these teams really match up on the court, but I think these two teams playing each other at all is very interesting. These are both teams we just said, we kind of trust them in March. Who do we trust more?
Yeah.
Who's more battle-tested?
Who do we trust more? That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm looking at the notable results to see if either team played another team from the opposing conference. I don't see anything, so that's not very helpful. Actually, they both played Kentucky. That's all we got. They both beat Kentucky. Wow, what happened to Kentucky being good, huh? Right. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna be boring and just go with the higher seed in Michigan State.
Sure.
I don't have any reason to feel like Louisville pulls that upset. Watch them do it now. What about you?
Totally. Yeah, I was gonna go Michigan State as well. I thought about going Louisville, but I was gonna go Michigan State, and then I'm gonna have UConn beat UCF. I'm not gonna predict any radical upset there.
Dude, I feel like we started with the most boring side of the bracket. Like we're gonna get some upsets later, but there's just not much here. There's so many powerful programs here, so many blue bloods, it feels like. This is kind of a stacked side of the bracket here in the East. Whoever wins the East is going to be really proud. I'm picking UConn. I have them playing UCLA. I'm taking UConn. That's one. I like UConn, one of my favorite teams. I could see an upset happening, though, just honestly. And now at the top there, we should both have Duke against St. John's. I'm taking Duke. I'm just going to go with Duke. No reason, just I like them better. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go St. John's with the upset over Duke.
St. John's?
Is that crazy? I
don't feel like it should be that crazy, but
it's got 75-25. Okay, that's doable. I mean, I don't know. I just suddenly have this, infatuation over St. John's. Probably because they're Catholic, it's St. John, right? It's like, we're good Christian boys here, but yeah, I'm gonna pick, and I think an upset like that could happen.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pick St. John's, and then Michigan State, UConn. I don't know. Let me see. It is 55-45 for UConn. I'll do UConn since I did an upset over there.
We're gonna get the UConn St. John's rematch there. All right. Yeah. I'm also picking UConn, but I have them playing Michigan State. Do we both? Yeah, we both had that. Sorry. I'm going UConn, so I have UConn against Duke. I would love that matchup so much.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I like UConn, so I root for them. One of my favorite teams. I'm a Georgia fan in college football, so I root for Georgia. And UConn, that's one of the first teams I ever watched play basketball games, so I've always kind of rooted for them. But I'm a casual, so not really, So I'm just gonna pick UConn because it's UConn,
Yeah.
So I got UConn going to the Final Four. Let's go.
I'm picking UConn too. I'm not gonna have UConn go this far, but yes, we're both gonna have UConn in the Is that the Final Four or Final Eight?
Final Four. And this is proof that we're both casuals, because how is it that neither of us was able to put 1 seed Duke, who has only lost twice all year, in the Final Four? I mean, come on.
That's kind of crazy, yeah. But
I mean, the East is stacked, though. Like, there's so many strong programs here. Like, you got Duke, you got St. John's, you got Kansas, Louisville, Michigan State, UCLA's worth mentioning. Yeah, UConn. Like, this is kind of crazy. Absolutely crazy and stacked. So whoever comes out of the East is going to be a major threat to win it all. No doubt about it.
Yep, definitely.
Alrighty, then. And with that, that is all we have for the East region, and we are going to move...
St. John's beat UConn yesterday in the Big East tournament.
Yeah.
You saw it? Oh,
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. That did just happen, but we're going to say UConn wins anyway.
Rematch. Yeah,
that's what we're going. UConn is that good. That's probably, I haven't watched a single game, but we're going to go with that. And that's all for the East region, so we are going to transition on to our next region. Here we are now at the South region, and I think this is going to be a bit more interesting. I suspect we will see more upsets this time around, but who's to say? Daniel, you got the first one here. Florida taking on who cares? Sorry. Yeah, respect to whoever they play, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have who cares here with the upset. No, I'm going to have Florida win pretty convincingly.
Yeah, we do not know the opponent yet, so that's one of the first 4 games. I have no idea who's supposed to win that. I'm just going to say... LEH wins. I'm not even sure who that is. I'm that much of a casual, you guys.
LEH basketball, yeah.
It's one of the first 4 games. Congrats to whoever advances, though.
That's Lehigh Mountain Hawks.
Oh, good luck. I'm going to say they win and then lose to Florida. I'm taking Florida. And then a far more interesting matchup worth discussing. The 8-seeded Clemson Tigers taking on the 9-seeded Iowa Hawkeyes. I don't know how to view this matchup, honestly. I remember thinking early in the year that Clemson looked really good because I know they played Georgia and they beat Georgia. I didn't watch that game, but I was box score viewing it, and I thought, wow, this Clemson team seems impressive from what I understand, which isn't much, admittedly. But I mean, they play in a tough conference. Iowa's also in a tough conference in the Big Ten. Iowa doesn't really have any impressive results, though. Like, you look at their notable results, and it's all losses except for...
All losses.
Yeah, they beat Nebraska one time, and even that Nebraska team, I heard some people saying they were kind of fluky. I'm not sure how true that is. We're going to find out real fast, aren't we? Clemson, notable results. They also don't have a lot of big wins. They beat Georgia, which is not noted here, but I'm counting that as a good win because that's a tournament team, and I'm biased. They beat Louisville. They beat North Carolina. But also, like Iowa, they lost most of these tougher games. So this does feel like a genuine coin flip. I am going to go with Clemson, though. I don't know why. Okay. I'm just going to say Clemson finds a way to win. I don't know. What have you got?
That's a good question, because I don't know. So therefore, I'm literally going to flip a coin. On the internet, that is. Clemson will be heads. Iowa will be tails. It is heads, so I have Clemson advancing.
All right, no drama there. Clemson advances, so they can lose to Florida.
Do we both have Clemson? I
forgot. Yeah, we both just took Clemson. We just had different ways of getting there.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, and I go next. Vanderbilt versus McNeese. I mean, yeah, Vanderbilt's a pretty heavy favorite. There could be an upset, but I'm not going to pick it here. I'm going to pick Vanderbilt to win pretty convincingly.
Yeah. In years past, McNeese would be a team that we'd all talk about as maybe they pull this upset. We do this every year with them, really. I don't know if they ever did pull the upset or not. I don't know that this is the matchup they want. Again, I have no analytics. I know Vanderbilt was really good this year. They just played for the SEC championship in their conference tournament. I'm also going to pick Vanderbilt. I'm not getting upset vibes from McNeese there. Give me Vandy, and we'll see what happens there, I guess. I don't know, dude. I don't mind McNeese. That could happen. It could definitely happen, but I'm going to go Vandy. We want an upset. Give me Troy over Nebraska. I don't know why people think Nebraska isn't that good. I don't really care, though. I'm just going with Troy because why not? Why not? I've seen a lot of people say whoever faces Nebraska is going to be really happy. I think Nebraska probably gets disrespected a bit too much considering they won 26 games and they're a 4 seed, but it doesn't look like they've gotten an impressive win in a little bit. Looks like I mean, their last impressive notable result, according to ESPN, was against Indiana. I don't know. I think Nebraska's probably a good team, but it does feel like a team that will be facing an early exit. So I'm going to say Troy pulls the upset, and if Troy doesn't get it done, Vanderbilt will.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be that radical yet. I'm going to have Nebraska winning, and then, I mean, I think North Carolina. I feel like North Carolina is always a team, like they're a good basketball team. I can make up some narratives where like, oh, the football team got Bill Belichick, so maybe there's a distraction or something. I don't think that would distract the basketball team though. So I'm just gonna pick North Carolina to advance here as well.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. This is a tough one. I'm not sure how good VCU actually is. I'm looking at their notable results, and their two best wins were against Dayton, and they both happened in the last 10 days. So I guess they just own Dayton. I don't know. They lost to NC State, which is the only ACC team I'm aware of them playing, and that was a close game. I heard something about North Carolina's best player being injured. I don't know if he's playing in this game or not, honestly.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much of an impact that's gonna have. Shoot. I'm gonna do it, dang it. I'm gonna take VCU for the upset. Why not?
VCU.
I'm gonna go with it. VCU coming in strong, upsetting North Carolina. Oh man, they haven't been the same the past few years. We'll see. And that brings us to Illinois taking on Penn. Is that Pennsylvania? Oops, I accidentally picked them. I'm going Illinois. Congrats to Penn for making the event. They were an underdog to Yale, I believe, in the Ivy League championship game, and they managed to win that, but you're going to lose to Illinois.
Yeah, I'm going to have Illinois win too, and then I'm going to cancel out my infatuation for the Saints by actually picking a Texas A&M upset. I'm going to have St. Mary's be one and done, and then spoiler, I do intend to pick Houston as well, so we'll have an all-Texas battle in the round of 32.
I like it. I'll go ahead and put that there. I'm taking Houston, St. Mary's, and Texas A&M. St. Mary's looks like they had a pretty good season. You know, they're the only team that ever tries to stand up to Gonzaga in their conference, and they usually come up short. Looks like they did again this year because Gonzaga's a higher seed. A&M played in the oh-so-great SEC. I was told the SEC is the best conference. That's why 17 and 16 Auburn should have made the tournament. They definitely belonged in over Miami of Ohio. Can you see me shaking my head no?
Yeah, totally.
St. Mary's, I feel like they're probably just the team they are every year. They get one upset win over Gonzaga, and then otherwise they just win 20-plus games, and they make the tournament, and they lose in the first or second round. A&M, I have no read on them at all, so I don't really know how I'm supposed to predict this matchup, but I did want to go with another 10/7, so I was going to go A&M as well. And that brings us to the second round in the South. So that brings us up to Florida taking on Clemson, a matchup we should both have, yeah?
Oh, yeah, but I actually haven't picked Houston, Idaho yet, but I am picking Houston.
Oh, yeah, I went ahead and put that in when you said spoiler alert.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I'm picking, no real breakdown there, but I may be rooting for the Cougars. They're my team, if not Baylor, so, what's their chance? Like, it's whose house? Coug's house.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, good for Houston,
I guess. My family, though, so, yeah.
That's funny.
Whose house? Coug's house.
It's not the worst I've heard.
Actually, you have 8 fans here in the chat. You can tell me if I'm botching it or not. But anyway,
yeah, please let us know. We're casuals, dude. Yeah. No disrespect to Idaho, though. Like, congrats on making the tournament, but we're not feeling the upset. Yeah. Nope. Right. 2% chance to win. Nice. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Florida and Clemson, I'm going to go Florida. I don't have any reason to pick Clemson for the upset. Florida has been hot up until their loss to Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament. But Vanderbilt, I guess, was playing really well that day. I don't know. Florida's been really good lately from what I understand. So I'm going to go Florida. And what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Florida, too. I'm not picking upset there. And then seems like Vanderbilt and Nebraska is a toss-up. I'm going to have Vanderbilt winning that one, setting up a rematch versus Florida. Because I just heard you say that they played. So I think Vanderbilt will be motivated and want a rematch with Florida.
Well, no, because it was Vanderbilt who beat Florida.
Oh, well, they'll be motivated to beat them again.
If Florida's going to be super motivated, dude.
Yeah.
I have Vanderbilt taking on Troy because I went kind of out there and picked that upset. I'm going to say that Troy's run ends there. I'm going to say Vanderbilt beats the 13-seeded Trojans. And I also have Florida and Vanderbilt rematching. How about that? We're doing great there. And that brings me to VCU take on Illinois because I decided VCU should upset North Carolina. That definitely won't backfire for me. I'm not going to say they do it again. I'm going to have someone go on a Cinderella run at some point. It's not going to be VCU. Give me Illinois for the win there.
All right. So I have North Carolina versus Illinois, and as I see it, it looks like it is at 66-34 for Illinois, so that is maybe closer to a toss-up than one would have thought, but just looking at the notable results, actually, I don't really. I'm picking UNC, actually.
Ooh.
Pick the upset there.
Ooh.
I don't know, I just trust them as a good basketball school, generally, and
True.
I don't know. I'm just going to pick them, and then I'll pick Houston to defeat A&M. Not necessarily spoiling if I have Houston winning the whole thing, but I have them going pretty far.
Okay. All right, that's fair. I'm glad that you have North Carolina going far since I had them go out in the first round. So now we finally have pretty different brackets over here.
That's true. We have one for like rooting interest one way or another, right?
Right, yeah. So that's going to be really interesting to see unfold. I'm also going Houston over A&M. I don't have any reason to be really moved by A&M. And I know Houston has been dominant. I think they had an argument to get the 1 seed. I think they just lost too many games, I guess. 6 losses. Oh, well. And, all right. That brings us to Florida taking on Vanderbilt. What do you think about that one?
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Oh. That's what we're going with.
Yeah. Florida Vanderbilt. I mean, given that, like you said, I guess I have to pick Florida here since like Vanderbilt beat Florida earlier, I think, and then like Vanderbilt's kind of coming off an upset. Although, I mean, I guess Nebraska's more of a coin toss, but I feel like Florida is going to be pretty ready for that matchup. So I'm just going to pick Florida, and then North Carolina, Houston. I have my bracket crush on North Carolina, but I think Houston's going to win this one. I'm not going to predict an upset here. And Houston makes it. Is that the Final Four?
Nope. This is the Elite Eight. They play Florida for a spot in the Final Four.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to have Houston winning that one. And then playing Florida.
Houston goes to the Final Four over Florida. Is that right?
Oh, no, I didn't mean to say that, but, I meant I have Houston winning UNC. I'm not spoiling that yet.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Wink, wink.
Okay,
we have no idea what you're doing. Wink, wink. All right, I'm also going Florida over Vanderbilt. They're just the better team. Respect to Vandy for beating them up the other day, but I do think Florida will avenge that loss and make it to the Elite Eight, where they will face Houston. I got Houston beating Illinois, and I'll go ahead and make my pick in the Elite Eight before you have to. I'm going Houston over Florida. I believe that they played in the championship last year, and I'm going to say that it's a storybook writing here. Houston gets revenge on the Gators, who are going to collapse somewhere before they can repeat as national champs. So give me Houston to the Final Four.
Well, yeah, before you said that, I have Houston winning as well. Same type of storyline. If they play in the championship, Houston will be out for revenge and everything like that. So I will have Houston beat Florida and then make a run at the Final Four.
Well, there we go. I like it. And with that, we will move on to our third region. And here we are at the West region now. I'll go ahead and get us started here with the 1 seed Arizona taking on 16 seed Long Island. I know nothing about Long Island University. They are the Sharks, apparently. Cool. Arizona's lost 2 games all season long. I have no idea who they lost to. The Sharks have not really done much impressive. I mean, there's a reason they're the 16 seed. Congrats on getting in, but give me Arizona. I'm not going to hesitate.
Yep. I'm picking Arizona as well. Don't really have a reason to pick Long Island, but congratulations, you made it. Regarding the 8-9 matchup, what I found pretty interesting is that Villanova is seeded higher, but is a very slight underdog, actually, 49-51 in favor of Utah State. That said, I'm just going to go Villanova. I think I recognize that name more or something like that. And yeah, I guess it could be very close, but that's who I'm going with. So which will set up Arizona versus Villanova in the round of 32.
Okay, I like it. That's a matchup I'd love to see. Villanova used to be one of the dominant teams in college basketball. I don't think they've been at that level in a while. Their head coach, Jay Wright, I think he retired from coaching. I don't know what he does now, but anyway, they've not been as good since then, and UConn has owned that conference since moving into it. I'm also going to go Villanova. I don't have a good feel on it. I feel like we do this every year with Utah State. They get a decent seed, and I think they're usually the lower seed, and then everyone's like, oh, but they're better. So we're going to favor them, and this could be a dark horse team that could go on a run. I'm sure at some point they did, but I feel like we do this every year with Utah State. I'm going to trust in Villanova and just say that they win. So, yeah, why not? Why not? We got Wisconsin, the 5 seed, taking on 12-seeded High Point. High Point was a team I remember from, I think, last year or 2 years ago that everybody was hyping up because they won a lot of games. Guess what? They did it again. They won 30 games this year. And you look at Wisconsin, they got 10 losses on the schedule, so you have to ask yourself, why is High Point only a 12 seed? My guess, they play in a conference that is not very good. You check out their notable results, they only lost 4 games, but all of them were notable losses to Winthrop, App State, Southern Illinois, and UAB. I don't know a thing about any of those teams. They're probably not good losses. And you look at their best wins, they beat Furman, who is a 15 seed. Cool. Congrats, High Point. I don't know what to do with that, you know?
Yeah.
Wisconsin, I've seen them on and off this year. They got some impressive results. Like, they're one of the very few teams to beat Michigan, and they nearly did it again, I believe. They only lost by 3 to them a couple days ago in their conference tournament. They got 2 wins over Illinois, who's very good. They have a win over Purdue, who's very good. I honestly, the only reason Wisconsin is not a higher seed is because they somehow lost 10 games. So I could see the upset here, but I am going to take Wisconsin. I suspect that that's going to be a popular upset pick, but give me Wisconsin regardless. What about you?
I was thinking about the upset pick as well, but I didn't feel the need to go for it. I was thinking about the upset for my next pick as well, but I'm not going to do it just yet. So I'm going to have Wisconsin and Arkansas advancing.
Interesting. Okay. Wisconsin and Arkansas, that'd be an interesting matchup for sure. You got Coach Cal there for Arkansas. He used to coach Kentucky. He left them a year or 2 ago, I think. Arkansas against Hawaii. This is another team I don't know anything about. Hawaii. I mean, what do I do with Hawaii? They lost to Oregon by 1. Is Oregon still good? I don't think they're in the tournament. They lost to Arizona State. They're not in the tournament. UC San Diego, that's the team that usually wins this conference, I think. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with this. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Arkansas, I guess. I kind of want to pick against them here for some reason, but give me Arkansas. Give me Arkansas. Yeah. That moves us to 6 seed BYU, awaiting the winner of 11 seed Texas and NC State. I don't care. I'm gonna go BYU regardless. I'm going to say that Texas beats NC State, I think. I don't have a read on that matchup, honestly. But give me BYU regardless. They have one of the best players in the nation. Don't remember his name, but I've heard he's very good. So give me BYU.
Yeah. I was going to pick BYU as well. I thought about picking whoever wins out of Texas. I thought about just picking Texas as well, but I don't really feel it in my gut to do that. So I'm going to pick BYU, and then I'm going to pick Gonzaga. They're such a freaking good organization. I think they're at 96% chance to beat Kennesaw State. And yeah, I'm not picking the upset there. I'm not that bold.
Yeah, that's fair. Gonzaga is the same team they are every year, basically, from what I gather. They took their yearly loss to St. Mary's because for some reason they always lose to St. Mary's at least one time. That's what it feels like. Yeah. They don't have a lot of losses. That's normal. They lost 3 games this year. They did lose to Michigan by, does that say 40 points? Holy crap.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. You mean Michigan beat a 3 seed by 40 points earlier this year? What are we doing? And they beat, Gonzaga beat Kentucky by a lot, too. I don't know. Gonzaga's going to win the first round. They always make it to at least the round of 32 under Mark Few, the head coach. I'm going to pick Gonzaga as well, setting up a very interesting matchup against BYU. But first, we have 7 seed Miami taking on 10 seed Missouri. Miami won 25 games and they're only a 7 seed. So let me check out their notable results. Their best wins are NC State and Louisville. They lost to Florida by 14, BYU by 10, Clemson by 10, Virginia by 3, Louisville by 3, and Virginia by 22 most recently. I'm not even sure what to take away from that, dude. Missouri, they play in the almighty SEC, so they must be really good, right? That's what I've been told.
Right, totally, yep.
Looks like they're an interesting team. They've been blown out by Illinois. Holy crap, 91-48. How do you lose that badly? What? Wow. That's insane. Yeah. They beat Florida. Not a lot of teams can say that. They beat Kentucky. They got blown out by Bama. They beat Vandy. They lost twice to Arkansas. They beat Tennessee. So is Missouri good or not? I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Screw it. SEC bias. Missouri wins because I said so. Wow. They're in the SEC. Right. Take that. What have you got?
Fair. Yeah, I was looking at that, and then I was looking at some of the stats like points per game. Miami's leading. Opponents' points per game. Missouri has more. Just stuff like that. I'm just picking Miami here. I have a little bit of cold feet about the upset there, and then Purdue versus Queens. This is not where I'm going to pick the major upset where Purdue's 97% chance to win.
It would be Purdue who chokes, though. They like choking in March Madness.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm not doing that either, though. Like, that would be really funny. And Queens, I'm going to be rooting for you just because of how funny it would be. Have they beaten anyone? All of their notable results are losses except one. They beat Lipscomb.
Oh.
Whatever a Lipscomb is. Yeah, right. Queens is going to get blown out, but congratulations on your March Madness appearance. That is pretty cool. So we both got Purdue in that one, and that brings us up to Arizona taking on Villanova. Arizona's going to win this basketball game. Daniel?
All right, yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. Arizona will win this basketball game.
All right.
And I get Wisconsin, Arkansas.
Ooh, man.
Wisconsin, Arkansas.
It's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, Wisconsin was 24-10, Arkansas 26-8. I'm not sure which conference they play. I would have
Big Ten for Wisconsin, SEC for Arkansas.
Okay, so supposedly, SEC's better. Is that correct?
SEC. It just means more.
Okay, so Arkansas did play in a better conference.
Allegedly speaking.
Right. Let's see.
I'm an SEC fan. I don't know why I'm hating.
Yeah,
I'm a Georgia fan.
Barely lost to Houston. They beat Louisville. They beat Vanderbilt though. Let's see. Wisconsin had some notable wins. I think I've seen enough. I think I'm convinced. I'm just gonna pick Arkansas here. Seems like Wisconsin's a little bit fraudulent if I'm looking at the stats there. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Arkansas to win that one.
Fair enough. I'm going Arkansas as well. I do think they're the better team, and I'm going to just trust in Coach Cal in March. His Arkansas team as a lower seed went far last season, and I'm just going to assume they make it to the Sweet 16 again. No idea. We will see. Yeah. And also, I want to pick a 4 seed over a 5 seed. I'm not sure if I've done that yet. I know I took 5 seed St. John's over 4 seed Kansas. I don't remember what I did in the other region. But yeah, we both got Arkansas. And then that brings us to BYU taking on Gonzaga. At one point in the season, BYU was considered to be one of the best teams in the nation. AJD, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Bansta? Is that how you say that? We're going to go with that, DJ Bansta. He's going to be in the NBA next year. He's going to be a premium pick in the draft. That's all I know about BYU. They have that guy, and he's really good, supposedly speaking.
Sure.
BYU, notable results. Most of their notable results are losses. They play in a tough conference. They had to play Houston twice. They didn't get blown out too badly. They lost to Arizona twice. They played them twice both times. Or played them close both times, excuse me. They have impressive wins over Iowa State and Texas Tech. Meanwhile, Gonzaga, you never really know how good Gonzaga truly is until the games are played in March. Because, I don't know, it's just always different in March. I'm going to go with the slight upset BYU over Gonzaga. I don't feel confident in that whatsoever, but I've locked it in, it's loaded, and BYU advances. What have you got?
All right, well, I'm not going to do the upset there. I'm going to have Gonzaga beating BYU, but I will have Miami upsetting Purdue. So,
all right.
Purdue knocked out.
Okay, I dig it. Somebody's going to knock out Purdue, right? That seems to be the trend in March Madness. I don't know a lot about Purdue this year. I don't think this is the best Purdue team that they've had. Yeah, definitely not. They were a 1 seed a few years ago when they lost to a 16 seed. Sorry, I'm sorry, Purdue fans. You don't deserve that. Purdue beat Michigan. They won the Big Ten conference tournament, which is very impressive. Congratulations. I thought Michigan was for sure going to win that. They beat Bama. They beat Nebraska twice. I don't know. I don't know that the resume is as impressive as it should be. Question mark. Missouri's in the SEC. They should win. I'm gonna go with Purdue. I have Purdue beating 10 seed Missouri, and that brings us to 1 seed Arizona taking on Arkansas. I'm going to Arizona. I don't know why I'm blindly believing in Arizona, but I'm just gonna keep picking them. So give me Arizona advancing to the Elite Eight over Arkansas. What about you?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have Arizona winning 2, and then I'll have Gonzaga beat Miami.
Gonzaga to the Elite Eight. I like it. Give me BYU over Purdue. We got Arizona, BYU in the Elite Eight. Let's get it. That's what I'm going with.
All right.
I don't know why I'm believing in BYU. You better not let me down, Brigham Young.
All right.
Come through for me. Arizona's going to beat BYU and go to the Final Four. Locking that in now. What about you?
Oh, say what?
I got Arizona over BYU to finish up my
I need to
West
make a
region.
pick.
You got Arizona
gonna-
taking on Gonzaga,
I'm gonna
though.
Yeah, I have Arizona Gonzaga. Let me look at the stats a little bit. It looks like the majority of fan votes are for Arizona. Let's see, Arizona. All their notable games are wins. Gonzaga.
That's actually such a flex, though.
Yeah, they lost Michigan. They lost St. Mary's. 63%. Yeah, this might be biased. Yeah, their points per game is pretty close. Opponents' points per game, actually, Arizona's a little higher. But they might be in a different conference. Arizona's 12-2 against top 5. Gonzaga's 4-1. This might be biased because I saw Baylor play Gonzaga at the championship. I'm gonna pick Gonzaga actually to win and go to the Final Four.
All right. Hey, I'd be cool with it because I want to see Gonzaga actually go all the way one of these years, but
yes, that would be cool.
That would be something, man. And at last, we do not have the same teams in the Final Four. We copied each other somehow in the first two regions. Now we finally have a difference here. I got Arizona, you got Gonzaga, and now we have one region remaining. Let's see what we get.
One region.
Here we are, our last region. We've made it to the Midwest. And Daniel, how about you start us off with the 1 seed taking on the 16 seed?
Yep. Well, a lot of intrigue there. Well, not really. I'm just going to pick Michigan here. And, yeah.
Well, hang on, though. UMBC is one of 2 teams to ever beat the 1 seed in March Madness. Come on, man. We don't even know if it's going to be UMBC. Okay. It could be Howard.
Yeah, like lightning strikes twice in the same place, right?
That would be so cool, dude. I'm rooting for UMBC. It'd be a fun story, but...
Yeah. No disrespect, assuming they win, but I'm just going to have Michigan win. I'm not predicting a 1 seed to lose round 1 this year.
Yeah, Michigan is really, really good, as we've seen through some of the results that have popped up as we dive into these teams. Michigan is completely dominant a lot this year. Yeah, I'm also going to pick Michigan, and then Georgia against St. Louis. I mean, come on, man. I'm a Georgia fan. I'm not going to pick against them until they face Michigan. Give me Georgia over St. Louis. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, yeah, Georgia, St. Louis, let me see some of these stats a little bit. I mean, y'all have...
Georgia has a guy named Blue Kane, all right? Tell me that's not a March Madness legend waiting to happen.
Yeah, that's a marquee name. Yeah, I'm actually just going to pick Georgia here, too.
Heck yeah, go Dogs.
Have a great reason, necessarily. And then...
St. Louis has some impressive, notable results. I'm definitely not scared.
They sure do. Tech versus Akron. Yeah, I'm deciding between upsets here if I have Tech getting upset or Alabama getting upset, actually, which might kind of spoil some things potentially. But you know what? Let's have Tech get upset. I'm going to have Akron beat Tech in the round of 64.
Dang it, Daniel. That was going to be my upset. I had that one circled. Yeah, I'm going Akron too. I don't even know why. It's like, I look at Texas Tech, they have 10 losses as a 5 seed. Akron is a 29-win team that everyone was like, hey, this is going to be the team that beats Miami of Ohio. Take them seriously. They play some fun basketball. I don't even know what that means. They play fun basketball? Huh? I don't know what that means, but I'm going to buy into that. They lost to Purdue by a bunch earlier this year. They lost to Murray State badly. They lost to Troy recently. I don't care. Somehow, someway, Akron's fun basketball type of play is going to upset Texas Tech. So give me Akron. Yeah. I can't believe we both had that. That's insane.
So, yeah, so for my other pick, obviously I didn't pick Hofstra to have the upset. Wrong. I'm going to have 2 upsets here. I'm going to have Hofstra.
Holy crap.
And then we have Akron versus Hofstra for a seat in the Sweet 16, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's going to be fun. Hofstra, I haven't even looked into this one. I've kind of blindly thought I'm going to take Alabama. Hofstra has actually beaten some Power 5 opponents, though. They have a win over Syracuse, which is not what it used to be. Syracuse has fallen off. Pitt, I don't presume them to be very good. They played close with tournament team UCF, though. I don't know. Hofstra's interesting. They have 10 losses, though, right?
They do have 10 losses. Their points per game is way lower than Alabama, so it's going to be tough.
And Alabama... generally, in the Nate Oates era, I'm pretty sure that's their head coach. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alabama fans. I'm pretty sure they historically score a lot under him, and they tend to do well in March Madness, so I'm just going to go with Alabama there, and we'll see what happens. We both got Bama, and that brings us to Tennessee taking on the winner of Miami, Ohio, and
I don't
SMU.
have Bama. I have Hofstra.
Oh, sorry. I have Bama. You have Hofstra. Yeah, I got that right.
I'm just being weird with. I just want to see a 12-13 matchup.
It could totally happen, dude. It could totally happen.
Yeah.
Tennessee against Miami of Ohio or SMU. One of the teams in the first four seems to always go on some sort of little run. I don't even know who I'm picking between Miami of Ohio and SMU. I think I'm leaning SMU, and I'm going to say screw it. They beat the almighty SEC, and Tennessee goes out in the first round.
Oh, right. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So you have Tennessee losing.
I don't even know who they're playing, and I got Tennessee losing. Tennessee's another one of those teams that likes to choke in March, though, so... I don't know.
I got my upsets out of my system, so I was having Tennessee and Virginia win.
Tennessee and Virginia both win for you. So I got to check out 3-seed Virginia taking on 14-seed Wright State. They've lost 11 games, Wright State. Virginia has been pretty solid. Their notable losses are to North Carolina. Blown out by Duke once, but then in the more recent matchup, they played them close. Interesting. Wright State, they have losses to Miami of Ohio, Marshall, Butler, Kent State, and Cal. They don't have any impressive wins. Yeah, I'm not going upset here. Give me Virginia. I don't have any reason to go Wright State there.
Sure.
Kentucky against Santa Clara. That's fun to say. Santa Clara? Am I even saying that right? Probably.
Santa Clara, yep.
Santa Clara in the tournament. Good job, guys. Are they from Gonzaga's conference? That's crazy. That conference never gets more than 2 teams in, I'm pretty sure. So that's awesome. Good for them.
Yeah, that's good.
They beat St. Mary's twice. They beat St. Mary's twice.
Oh, really?
Wow. That's actually kind of impressive. Okay, all right. Maybe Santa Clara should be seeded higher than this. And what has Kentucky with 13 losses done to get the 7 seed? Actually, how did they get the 7 seed with 13 losses? Hold up. Wait a minute. They beat Vanderbilt and Tennessee, so is that it? I'm looking at notable results. Their only wins here.
They have a lot of losses, yeah.
They got beat by Florida 3 times. They got blown out by Vandy and Gonzaga earlier in the year.
Yeah, this seems more like toss-up-y than you would think.
Kentucky fans, please enlighten me. Where is the resume? What am I missing?
Yeah.
Is this just SEC bias that everyone talks about? Hang on, this is more interesting than I expected. Like, I was gonna go Kentucky blindly, but I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to go Santa Clara here. You know what? They're more fun. Their name is more fun. I'm gonna say Santa Clara wins. It's a jolly good win for them.
Yeah.
Give me Santa Clara over the almighty SEC team.
All right, I respect that for sure. Yeah, the Kentucky results are they're interesting. Like, I'm not sure what to make of that either. I will pick Kentucky here, honestly. Just, I trust them as a good basketball school. And then, I'm not going to have Iowa State get upset. It looks like Iowa State is a 97% favorite. I'll have Iowa State winning and facing Kentucky in the round of 32.
But Tennessee State has 23 wins. They might be. Let me see who they played actually. Okay, they lost to Tennessee by 20. Does that say 29? Wow. I don't have any reason to suspect an upset.
They lost to the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. That's not something.
Iowa State is going to win this basketball game, ladies and gentlemen. And that brings us up to 1-seeded Michigan taking on the 8-seeded Georgia Bulldogs. Let's get it. Biased, I want to take Georgia. Objectively, Michigan is someone I've kind of assumed since the early part of the season would go all the way. I remember seeing the box score of Michigan against Gonzaga and thinking, wow, all right, there's our national champions. It's going to be Michigan. And, I mean, here we are. They're a 1 seed. We talk about Georgia here. One of their notable results is against 17-16 Auburn. I'm not counting that. Auburn missed the tournament. What are we doing? Georgia beat Kentucky. They beat Bama recently. They also have losses to Vanderbilt, blown out by Florida, blown out by A&M, 1-point loss to Tennessee, blown out by Florida. I mean, I don't know. I keep up with Georgia, and if they can get their shots to fall, they could upset just about anyone. They really can. Yeah. But against a team like Michigan, I don't assume they're going to get their shots to fall. It's a team that if they catch fire, they can go on a run, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not into basketball enough to be fully biased about Georgia to call this upset, so give me Michigan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick Michigan here, too. Seems like you laid out a lot of the logical reasonings, and then
Akron against Hofstra.
Akron versus Hofstra. Yeah, it just looks like let's see, just make sure I get this correct. Yeah, it looks like Akron is just the better team and has the better stats and everything like that. So I'm just gonna pick Akron to win and face #1 Michigan.
That's the matchup that we all hope will happen, of course.
Yes, totally.
Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I have Akron against Alabama, so equally interesting matchup for sure.
Yep.
I'm really tempted to go Akron here too, but I'm not going to go against Tournament Alabama. I feel like they do well in March Madness, so give me Bama with scoring a lot of points. They'll advance and play Michigan, I guess. And then I have Virginia taking on either Miami of Ohio or SMU, and just for the vibes, I'm going to say Virginia gets upset. I don't know who they're playing yet, but one of those teams in the first 4, they always go on a run, and I'm just going to say the winner of this game does it. So either Miami of Ohio or SMU, congratulations, I got you in the Sweet 16. Somehow, you did it.
So I have Tennessee versus Virginia. As I look at the stats, they're pretty equal, actually. Now, I don't know, like, are they in different conferences or the same?
Yeah, Tennessee is the SEC, where it means more, and Virginia's in the ACC.
Okay, gotcha. Although Virginia's favored, but their points per game are basically the same. 80.6 for Virginia, 79.5 for Tennessee.
Does it help you to know that they have a common opponent in Louisville?
Maybe. What was the result of that game?
They both beat Louisville. Tennessee won by 21 in December, and Virginia won by 9 in January.
That's information.
It is.
The opponent's point per game is pretty much the same. I guess Virginia has a better conference record. Virginia has 62% to win. Let's see. Tennessee beat Houston. Oh, they beat Houston. Interesting. A team I'm high on. They beat Louisville. They lost to Florida, though, and they lost to Vanderbilt twice. Lost to Alabama. Virginia. They lost to North Carolina. They lost to Duke. Well, I mean, they beat Ohio State. They beat Louisville. This is interesting. You said Tennessee won that game by, like, 21 points?
Yeah, against Louisville.
Yeah, I'm seeing some stats here. I'm actually going to pick Tennessee to win this game. It's close, though.
I have them out in the first round. You better be wrong.
Right. I'm going to have Tennessee win, and then I'll have Iowa State beat Kentucky. Looks like, I don't know if Kentucky's, like, fraudulent or, like, what's going on there, but I'm just going to have a Iowa State win.
Yeah, I agree with that. If I had Kentucky advancing, I would do the same, but I have Kentucky losing to Santa Clara. And do I have any reason to pick Santa Clara against Iowa State? I remember thinking Iowa State looked dominant early in the year, which that actually aligns with their notable results. They beat St. John's, Purdue. They blew out Purdue, actually. Blew out Kansas, and they were one of the few teams to beat Houston. And then they don't have any notable wins since then. They lost to BYU by 10, Tech by 9, Arizona by 16, and then Arizona by 2 a few days ago. So this is a very good team, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with them. I don't feel like Santa Clara is gonna pull 2 upsets against 2 really good teams, allegedly.
Yeah,
for Kentucky.
I see what you're saying.
So give me Iowa State, and that brings me to Michigan taking on Alabama. And oh man, I know Michigan is the better team. I definitely know that, but do I think Alabama will have a lot of their shots fall to where they can pull the upset? It's sort of like Georgia against Michigan, if they get the shots to fall, then it can happen. Like Alabama scores 91 points a game. Michigan allows 68 points a game, 68.9 to be more exact. So it really is it's a battle of different strengths here. Contrasting styles, I suppose. One thing I feel like I can count on, though, is Michigan's going to score points. Alabama gives up 83 a game. Michigan scores 87 a game. So logically, on paper, Michigan is probably going to score their 87-plus points. Can Alabama outscore them? I think it's going to be close, but I feel like I got to go with Michigan here. So that's what I'm going to do. Michigan wins.
That makes sense. Well, I have Michigan versus Akron, which is pretty easy. I'm not going to pick the Akron Cinderella run to the Final Four. I'm going to have Michigan win that game, and then Tennessee, Iowa State. Yeah, I was looking at that a little bit. I was pondering if I want to do another upset, but no, let's have Iowa State winning that game, setting up a Final Four matchup. Or I guess that's Elite Eight. Sorry, my bad. Iowa State.
This would be a really cool matchup, though. Iowa State and Michigan. I'd like to see that.
True. Yes, definitely.
Iowa State, who has a win over Purdue from earlier in the year. Purdue, who just beat Michigan. Interesting. Very interesting. Alrighty, though. I have Miami of Ohio or SMU taking on Iowa State. And I gotta stop being all extra with this 11 seed run. I can't do it. Also, I mean, no, nothing. I'm gonna go Iowa State. Just no. Iowa State wins, setting up Michigan's Iowa State, and I'm gonna pick Michigan to win that game. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Michigan too. It looks like they're just the better team and everything like that. Yeah, I'll have Michigan also go to the Final Four.
Wow, and that's just about it. Only a few games left. We go on now to the Final Four.
The Final Four.
It's gonna be interesting. And here we are, our Final Four. This is Daniel's right here. He's got UConn, Houston, Gonzaga, and Michigan. I have 3 of those same teams, but swap out Gonzaga for Arizona. Very, very interesting here. And we're going to start with UConn taking on Houston. Daniel, what have you got?
That's a good question. As I'm looking at these sort of stats, their points per game are basically the same. Opponents' points per game is a little lower for Houston, which is good for them. Houston would be a 64% chance to win. Houston does have more notable games as losses, which is pretty interesting. I didn't realize. I mean, I guess that's all their 6 losses, or 5 their 6, or something like that. I've been like kind of going back and forth in back of my head, and like, while I am rooting for Houston, I do think they'll choke at some point. It's my favorite team, always gonna choke. So I'm gonna pick UConn to win this basketball game, actually.
Dude, come on. I thought you were going to Houston. So we're both putting UConn in the championship, really? Oh, okay.
I'm rooting for Houston. I think they'll make it to the Final Four, but I think they're going to choke. I just feel it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I thought we were going to have a difference there. We're going to have the same championship, I bet. Wow. Really? We're both casuals, but we're different level of casuals. I thought we'd have completely different matchups, but no! We both have to have UConn there, and I'm doing it out of pure bias. I like UConn. What are we doing? Okay. All right, well, that brings us, for me, 1-seeded Arizona taking on 1-seeded Michigan. Arizona's lost 2 games all year. Michigan's lost 3. Yeah, Arizona doesn't have any notable results as far as losses go. I have no idea. I don't remember who's beaten them. I feel like we've seen that when we look through other notable results for other teams. I don't remember who it was that beat Arizona, though. Michigan, they lost to Duke. Oh, well, that's a good team. They lost to Purdue. Acceptable. Let's see, we look at the stats here. Really, really close. Like, Michigan scores 87.3 per game. Arizona scores 86.1. Arizona allows 68.8, while Michigan allows 68.9. So 0.1 difference there. Good grief, man. I mean, this is one of the closest matchups we could possibly get, it looks like. I don't... Honestly, I'm just going to pick Michigan because I felt like they were going to go to the championship since I saw the result against Gonzaga way back in, like, November. And I said, that's when I first said, like, Michigan looks really good. They're going to be there at the end, so I'm just going to stick with that. And now on your bracket, you have Michigan against Gonzaga. So what do you see here?
Yes. I have, been high on Gonzaga this bracket, but just like Houston, I do think it comes to an end. It looks like Michigan's better across the board. And as you did mention, they did beat Gonzaga 101-61 earlier, and maybe Gonzaga could be out for revenge, but I don't really see it that way. I'm going to have Michigan win as well, and we'll both, I believe, have a UConn versus Michigan final.
How could this happen?
Now, we both pick the same winner. That'd be crazy.
I'm picking Michigan. I'm picking Michigan, just going with my November gut feeling. I got Michigan winning it all. What about you?
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
UConn was 29-5. Michigan was 30. I'm picking Michigan. Michigan all the way.
So when 2 football fans who don't know a whole lot about basketball, and in your case, don't really know anything this year beyond just the historical stuff, right?
Not even that. I didn't know anything up to this point.
And we have the same championship matchup, and we're both picking the same team. Okay.
Oh, but when you say historic, like I can tell you, like, Gonzaga's been good. Louisville, yeah, I see what I thought you were talking about, like, this season, like, but yeah, I mean, I barely know anything outside.
Yeah, this was not supposed to happen. I thought there would be more chaos, and we would have vastly different Final Fours. Guys, we're casuals, we promise. Yep.
We're casuals, but
it's gonna be so funny if we're both right about this, though.
That'd be so funny indeed.
Football fans know basketball for sure.
Hopefully Houston, you got this. I need a Houston team to win something, right?
Right. Yeah. For anyone unaware, this man is a Houston Texans fan. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we both got Michigan and UConn in the championship there. We're both taking Michigan. I put UConn there out of bias. I'm not even sure how you got them there. I don't know how you got them past Duke in that region. That's awesome.
Couldn't tell you, but yeah.
Man, hey, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. We don't normally do stuff aside from football, so if you guys enjoyed us branching out here, let us know, and maybe we'll do more of it. We got the NBA playoffs coming up in a couple of months, and then soccer stuff apparently, supposedly happens. I don't know a thing about soccer. That's going to be horrible for me. But yeah, hockey, whatever you guys like, just let us know if you want us to branch out more. It's the NFL offseason, so we're really open to anything at this point. Daniel, what do you got to say?
Not much, but I did want to actually mention I did have UConn go that far because I had St. John's upset Duke.
That's right.
So that kind of like caused a ripple effect to let UConn kind of go past. But yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. I mean, even though I don't know anything about like basketball or anything like that, that was fun. It'll be funny to like watch back and see. I was also telling you, I think in between recordings that like this better go off because we're gonna get made fun of, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it. Like y'all don't know ball. Well, no kidding, Sherlock.
We led with that. Of course we don't know ball.
Right, exactly. So no, I'm very excited, and I don't know, Isaac. I say in the like 1 in a million chance that Wambas gets a perfect bracket, I say we just Wambas books a plane and just does an IRL football for fun. I don't know. I feel like
we're doing much more than that, dude. Like we are expanding football for fun insanely. If we got all that money from a perfect bracket, we're not getting a perfect bracket. No one's ever done that.
Would perfect bracket actually get money though?
Oh yeah. No, there are some huge cash prizes if you somehow get a perfect bracket. No one has ever done it.
Yeah.
So
that'd be crazy.
It would be hysterical if we somehow did that. Never.
On ESPN? Okay.
No, like I don't think anyone at all has gotten a perfect March Madness bracket. The madness is too much. So
madness is too much indeed.
Yeah, like we probably didn't pick enough upsets here, and we went a little out there at times.
It is kind of crazy how statistically improbable it is. I mean, it makes sense, but like it's still kind of crazy.
I'd love to see it happen someday. Somebody's gonna figure it out, right?
Yeah, you would think.
Beats me, man. Beats me. But alright, that'll do it for this video. Drop your best roast in the comments, because I'm sure we said a lot of stupid things. Half the time I didn't really know what I was talking about. I'm just kind of learning on the fly here about some of these teams. Congratulations to everybody in the event. Again, we're both casuals. We're football guys. We talk about football, okay? We don't know basketball. I'm a box score viewer. Daniel's not a viewer at all. So I feel like we did fairly well for our limited knowledge, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I think we did. It'll be fun to watch, but yeah, now I'm excited. Now I have some stake in the games because I can watch the bracket.
Heck yeah! I don't think I've watched any college basketball this year, but I always tune into March Madness. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
Even though I don't know a lot about what's going on, but yeah. Well, hey, thank you all so much for watching. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment letting us know the funniest or silliest thing that we said because we need to know because we don't know.
Yep.
We really don't know. Let us know what you want to see us do next. Everybody, take care and enjoy.
Take care. Peace.